Houston. Oh shit! What the fuck? Why is my
Uh-oh.
camera? What?
All
Hold on.
right.
It might be because I added a new camera here and I'm in a new browser. But let's just try this.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Big Business Josh.
Yep.
This is crazy. Jake and Zeph, come back.
All
It's
right.
more Josh. Okay, there we go.
We're back to normal.
All
Weird.
Josh, all screens.
Yep.
But welcome to FastTrack, everybody. Welcome to Fast Josh Fridays, everybody. We're FastTrack. We want to hear your music. Let me see. Use this website, our website that we've developed. Submit your songs. Get into the queue. And yeah, we want to hear your music. There's 3 people in the queue right now. If you want to skip to get your song listened to right away, as people do, you can use the same link, same website. It's all integrated. If you submit your song, you'll be able to tip to skip the queue. It'll put your song right at the top. So let us know. $5 minimum. What's up, Gorange? I see you in the chat. Shouts out to you. And Jenkins, I don't know if you're still here, but we love you, so we hope you're still here. But yeah, Josh, do you have anything to say?
Not really. Welcome to Fast Track Feedback Fridays. As always, submit your tracks. We've got the link in the chat there. We've got our own platform that we've built to take those requests for feedback. And like probably if you've been here before, you get notified when you're reviewed. You get notified before the stream. If you're later in the queue, you can always tip to skip or just because you love us. And yeah, we try to give the most detailed feedback we can. As you see on the overlay, we've got different categories that we give you ratings in as objectively or sometimes subjectively as we can. And yeah, looking forward to getting into it.
Speaking of getting to it, I told you we got 3 people in the queue. We got Mayert, artists Peggy Goo, Nick Sek. I think those are new people, so shout out to you guys. And the album art looks great. We got friend of the stream, Gorange, going crazy. I think he's on a rampage right now. At least I think the past 3 streams he submitted. So fire. And speaking of all-time GOAT, LeBron James of the stream, Jokerhead, he's back with the most prolific submission person of all time. Submitter, I guess, is the correct terminology. But we'll see if he comes in late as usual, blowing up our chat. But yeah, we love to see it. And yeah, like I said, we usually get through like 5 tracks per stream. We have 3 in the queue now, so that leaves likely 2 free spots, and people can always come in and do a tip to try to get listened to right away. So please use the website if you guys want to secure your spot in the queue. And if you're new and just want to see how we do our feedback, because it is different, we like to give nice long reviews and constructive criticism to help you guys make better music, because that's what we do. So yeah, without further ado, I guess we can go to the first track then, which is Peggy Goo. It goes like na na na, Mayert and Nick Sek bootleg. Very interested to hear this. I have no idea. So it's a bootleg. Have you heard of this artist at all, Peggy Goo?
No.
Or the song
So.
It Goes Like Na Na Na? We'll see. But
We'll see. Yeah.
Yeah. Bootleg is, from my understanding, it's like a lazier remix, but I don't want to like characterize it that way. Submitted by Mayert here. The role that he did on the track was producer. Track genre's house. Again, the artists are Peggy Goo and Nick Sek. In terms of description, he says he wants feedback on the idea, the song structure, the mix so far, and the vibes. What do you imagine? Like, which scenario is depicted in your head when you hear this tune? Nice. We like that. Like the album art too. So let's see. Mayor, are you in the chat? Let's see. Raul says, when I get the feeling to make a song, I'd be working on it for days. So I'm surprised to hear that it's in fact 3 streams now. Indeed. Yeah, time flies when you get good feedback. Let's get the party started. You ready, Josh?
Yep. Let's do it.
I'm not ready. I need to click away from. All right, good. 3, 2, 1. A weird rhythm.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just making sure our player is not like double.
I know.
Dude, at the same time. Okay, I think it's normal. You wanna try pausing it?
Yeah.
Okay. like I'm blowing air in a straw. Nice. Oh, rhythm. I like these piano chords.
That riser. Ooh, that's the part.
Yeah, it's
Nice and simple, but so tasty.
these perks sound great too.
Yeah.
Surrounding my whole ear. I really like the production on that actually.
Nice,
Shout
and
out to Mayor.
yeah, it was a pretty good outro there too. Nice and simple. I mean, yeah, I think I like
Can
the
I listen to the beginning real quick?
yeah,
That's the only
sure.
part that was disorienting to me. Just a second
Yeah, I
here.
agree.
Yeah, it's still kinda disorienting, I guess. That snare is, like, doing, whatever it wants.
It's a lot, yeah.
Alright, anyways, besides that, like, yeah, it seemed really solid, and I found myself vibing out to this. And it was
Yeah,
4 minute 47, but honestly, like, I think it progressed pretty well. And had an outro that was nice and DJable, but also,
yeah,
like, just satisfying. So,
yeah.
sorry, I cut you off, so please, Josh,
Yeah, I
continue.
agree. It's that's a good point on the outro being DJable. I thought it was just a nice sort of reprise from like the rest of everything or
Mhm,
reprieve. But the overall just like super nice sounds, nice production.
mhm,
It kind of just like moves along nicely even though it's fairly long. Um I could see like being in the club like this would be the right length. I think it's a little bit longer but not bad. And I also sort of agree. I think the beginning is a little bit much with like the complex rhythmic pattern there. Like it kind of sounds like it's tripping over its own feet just a little bit.
mhm,
But the rest of it is great. Like much more simplicity there, and I I respect trying to do something interesting at the beginning. I just wonder if you could make that rhythm still like a little bit interesting, but not like it's falling over itself, or like there are like a
mhm.
couple beats extra in there that are just crowding things up. So
Dude, if you're talking about the ending being DJable, the beginning was definitely not DJable. That DJ go fuck up when he tried to get to the song.
yeah, yeah,
So,
true,
just remember that. Yeah, try
true.
to establish like a nice beat that we can, groove to first, and then when you add the syncopation, it's like, "Oh, okay, this is like an extra treat." Not like, "What the fuck is happening? Is my player doubling? What's happening?"
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. I was I was worried about that, but that's why I was testing it
I
before,
was
and I
like,
was like,
"Arc
of course, the
browser?"
first track has to have like this whole crazy rhythm.
Yeah, yeah.
But,
But
yeah, I think that's important too because it's like it's nice if you meant to make the end, like, DJable, but what matters for you is more that somebody can DJ into your track than DJ
Mhm,
out of it. So like
mhm,
keep that in mind for sure.
mhm. Looks like Gordon likes it. Very interesting song, 110% vibes. If I had to play Merritt's advocate here, Josh, which scenario is depicted in your head when you hear this tune?
Oh boy, just being at the club, lots of Molly water.
Lots of dude. Have you ever been to a rave? I've never been to a rave.
Not a real rave, no.
Mm-mm. I see. I see.
I mean, we
Yeah.
had what we called rave rain at the house shows in Champaign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like sweat off the walls. Yeah.
Yep, you got it.
To the window. Anyways,
Yeah,
yeah. What I feel like this is, I don't know. I've never been to a rave, but like the song has like such a laid back, like kind of lazy delivery vibe, but it's like I like appreciate it. I could tune out to it. Like the
yeah,
piano melody literally is dun 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 dun. Like it's just like one note. And like really what you're listening for is everything else. Like the chords
yeah.
sound great. Even the vocalist is like it's
Simple and
just
relaxed, yeah.
yeah, simple and relaxed, vibed out. I could see myself playing Rocket League to this. I could see
Mhm.
people putting this on their Rocket League playlist. I don't know if I'd be dancing. I probably this would be a great song to like just get lost to, I guess.
Could.
Um,
I think
yeah,
it meets a lot of purposes. Like, it's just
yeah,
overall a good track. It kinda, like, is in a meeting zone between a lot of different potential, like, vibes or applications, so it's like,
yeah.
it's cool.
It kept me captivated for the full time too. So good job. Yeah. Um, that being said, do you have a score for vibes?
Let's see. Yeah, I think I do.
Cool. All right. Three, two, one. Yup.
Yeah, it's nice. It's like
Pretty high.
it's not like the craziest thing in the world, but, like, it works.
Yeah. I wonder what the original sounds like. This is a bootleg. So,
True.
content. What do you have?
Yeah, content. We talked a little bit about the length. I think it's okay for what it is. And I think the way that it keeps things driving along, it doesn't feel like it's overstaying its welcome or anything like that.
Hmm.
Um, and the sounds are great. I mean, like great bass sounds, really full, but not like blown out or anything like that.
Hmm.
Great piano sound. I think the way things are put together and arranged makes sense, except maybe the beginning section could be a little bit less confusing and a little more
Yup.
simple. But yeah, you got any other thoughts on content?
Nah, I liked it all the way through. I think I was really impressed with the sound choice, the sound design, and the mixing. Um, the melodies and chords and stuff were nice. I guess nothing like super crazy, but it doesn't need to be. So yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with it overall. I think it's pretty solid. Um, and I agree with your comment. So yeah, I have a score. Do you have a score?
Yes.
Three, two, one.
Yeah, I don't know. I put it a little lower. I'll put it 77. I mean, I like it overall. I think that beginning section is important though, for like again,
Sure.
you're gonna try to get people to DJ into it, and
Yeah, this is for the DJs out here. I'll drop my score here.
even without the DJ
Too.
part, it's just like the beginning didn't I didn't love the beginning, honestly. It was just like, how long
No,
is
it's
this
confusing.
weird, confusing thing? So
That's like me tripping up trying to catch the beat in the club, and then the drop hits, and I finally catch the beat. So you don't want that to happen.
yeah.
Gonna get people tripping in the club. Can never complain with a bit of chaos. No, 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 Gorange. No, 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 no. Not yet. Okay. Not this
We'll
genre.
get to you.
Yeah, okay. You hold your horses. All right,
Yeah.
production, what do you got?
In production, I don't think there was a lot wrong. I think it
Sounds
sounded pretty
great.
well balanced overall. It wasn't over compressed, which you can also kind of see a little bit.
Mhm,
Not sure if there'd be any room, like if you were to compare this to reference tracks in the same genre, if there's a little bit of room maybe to make things even fuller, a little bit of mastering, that
mhm.
might help, but you don't want to overdo it. I think like just good balance from things being nice and thick in the low end and
Oh,
uh
yeah, baby.
crispy up top. So
Yes,
yeah,
ma'am.
overall, like pretty good. I
Mhm,
like that little outro part there, like the risers, none of them felt too like loud or in your face. And the way that it faded out was pretty pro too. So
yeah,
not much to
everything
complain
sounded
about.
silky smooth.
Yeah,
I appreciated
impressive.
it, and the perks had a great use of the stereo field there. I felt no holes. I felt no clashing. Like I thought it was very professionally done. I do wish we had a reference track to see. Maybe we're yeah off base a little bit. No, I think it sounded great. So
Yeah.
I have a score for that.
Yep, me too.
Three, two, one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's up there. I guess the extra 10% is just for mastering, pretty much.
Overall total score.
Hmm. Yeah, I know where I'm at.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Ah, there we
Yep.
go. Almost gave it
Yep.
88 too.
Yeah, that first part fucked it up, didn't it?
Yeah,
Fucked it up from being in the
that
90s. But
1%.
hey,
Yeah,
B plus, bruh. Pretty
yeah,
good.
pretty damn good.
Um, yeah, shouts out to Mayert. We appreciate you. Um, hopefully they can come into the chat and see their well, they'll have to see it afterward, but
Yeah,
always like to say hi. But okay, cool. All right, now Gorange, you can get your chaos out, all right? And then we
you're up.
can roast it. No, I'm just kidding. Um, let me get to the chat here. There you are. Can never complain with a bit of chaos. Lamau. All right, he's laughing. Let's see. Gorange movement is move mountain. What is this? Is movement spelled wrong? What's happening? Draft number 3. Oh, if only you had a way to control your versions. Your
Mm.
role, producer. Ooh, we got breakbeat. Track genres breakbeat.
Oh,
Track artist is Gorange. I tried to get this done before Friday, worked on it for a couple of days straight, and I'm getting rather sick of it. So any sort of input is appreciated. I feel like this one might be my most ambitious. Also, please add breakcore as an actual genre that we can put it in the track genre section. Much love. You should be able to suggest track genre. That's correct, right?
yeah, you should.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you're in the genre selector next time, you can select. Wait a second. Oh, you added break beat, but not break core. Okay.
Mhm.
Uh, yeah, it's hard with the core genres because like everything is a core genre now. Like there's like iPhone core,
Booty
like
core.
there's like yeah,
There's iPhone core. What's iPhone core?
I don't know. I just mean there's like anything can be added to the
Android
word
core.
core, and now it's a genre. Yeah,
True.
exactly. So,
Subway
oh, you
core.
have suggested it. Okay, that's good. We'll have to
Oh,
go
that's
through
not
those
bad.
soon. But yeah,
Yeah.
thanks for that. We appreciate it.
Yeah. Cool.
So cool.
Move is it Move Mountain or Movement Gorange? And is this a Final Fantasy character or Resident Evil perhaps? I'm not sure. But he likes scary shit, so I'm guessing Resident Evil. You
Hmm.
ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Move Mountain, draft number 3. 3, 2, 1. Movement. Yeah, I figured.
A little resonant there.
That's what it is.
Whoa. I think Overhead would like this. Where is he?
It's like drowned in reverb, but I'm not getting much impact. Clarity. I'm not picking it up.
And who are you? Who are you? I don't get it.
Okay, I wanted to see Josh's face. Okay, I think I'm picking up some sort of beat here, but I don't think the breaks are cut in a way to help you out here. That didn't sound at all. Breaks are so fast that you can't hear definition.
Holy shit.
All right, Josh, take it away.
What the
Yeah. I think I echo the vocalist sentiments in the beginning there. I don't get it. I don't get it. I
Oh.
think that's what you said. But
Yeah.
anyways, vibes, first impressions. What you got?
Holy shit.
Yeah, holy
Was
shit,
this
indeed.
is this what breakcore is? Like,
Maybe a maybe.
who knows? If you can
Yeah.
look it up on SoundCloud, I guess it exists.
If I had a, I have if I have one reference to Venetian snares, then I can vouch that yes, that is the same drum track that I've heard that people use. That same what's it called? I guess it's a breakbeat. Um, but wow, this is it. The breakbeat itself, it felt like it was underwater, had like no definition to it whatsoever, and it was so fast.
so
Um,
glitched out too, which is
the
probably
the
intentional, but it's like
the
it's a lot.
glitched out part is fine. I'm talking like the tempo of the breakbeat itself was so fast, and mixed with the like underwater kind of processing that you put, there was just no clarity in the actual breakbeats, like in the actual kind of what is it, the ghost notes that the that the drummer usually plays. Like it just the big impact hit of the snare, just of the 2 and 4, just bled into everything, all of the details. So you just lost everything that made the breakbeat cool. All that detail, you just washed it over with water. You had
Yeah.
like a nice painting, watercolor painting, and then you like dunked it in a bath and like okay, all the definition is gone.
It feels
So
more to me like just one of those paintings where you just put some paint on the brush and just fling it. Like,
no, yeah,
I
for
mean,
sure.
it's just like a melting pot of just like ADHD. Like, it's just
Probably.
sounds and fucking like, oh my god, like everywhere. I mean, like I could see the the sort of break beat influence, and then like break core, I guess, is like a more extreme version of that. And I get that you got all the glitchy like percussion, super fast stuff. I think it's just like uh, hopefully he comes in soon, but it's almost like Joker head syndrome. It's
Mhm,
like you're just putting too much stuff into the melting pot, and you're not having any or much regard for how things work together. Like
mhm,
this is the early stage before you really, I think, before you really figure out how to mix and how to arrange. Where you're kind like you have a rough idea of I think what your influence is and what you're trying to create, but the means to getting there and making it digestible to people is like, how do you put these things together in a way that they actually like work together like a well-oiled machine? Like that breakbeat thing like sort of powers another thing that's like, compatible with it versus kind of everything just being piled on and like, mix wise, just like mid range frequencies everywhere. Like even that thing right at the beginning before anything else came in was just
the
so
resonance.
resonant in like the highs and high mids that it was like, not nice to listen to. It was like painful. Um, so that's like hard. I guess it's like you said you're only 40 to 50% finished. I guess it's like what what do you envision for the final product to be? Like, where do you envision making changes? Are you gonna clean up the arrangement? Like, are you just gonna clean up the mixing? Are like
Mhm,
I don't know exactly what you're planning on doing or what the right thing is, but I think like
mhm,
there's a lot of clutter here right now. At least it
mhm,
feels like that. It may just be that like certain instruments need to be much quieter. They need to have like, some of their highs and high mids and resonant peaks rolled off, and then it might be okay. But it's also
mhm,
just like sound selection. I don't think this is entirely solvable by mixing. I think it's like if you get harsh ass fucking sounds and like you have rhythms that just are like obtrusive and don't really aren't super fun to listen to, like they might be
mhm,
close to that like breakcore style that you've heard where it's like kind of intense and glitchy and fast. But if you're not like nailing it, it's just going to sound messy. And there's a really fine line with the faster stuff, I think, and the more like extreme chaotic sounds for making it sound like good chaos versus just like anybody could do that chaos, which is a different thing. So
mhm,
it's hard to like craft something that feels messy without your process and the way it's actually put together being like overly messy or messy in bad ways. So it's hard to give exact advice on what you should do, but I think right now the way it comes across is like this is just a mess. It's just like crazy sounds everywhere, everything's stepping on everything. It's like harsh. Um so I don't know. That's my take on it at least. It's like if I were listening to this, I'm skipping immediately. Like just to be honest, and that's part of what we're here to do is tell you like you might find a small audience or some audience, maybe not small, that like is into breakcore. They're into like SoundCloud breakcore that's a little bit less polished, whatever. And that might work, but if you're trying to like sort of make like your music career or make like a catalog that you're really going to be proud of in years when you come back, just like digging into the details of how do I like make things packaged in a way that's digestible to humans kind of, that's like the big game that we all need to play.
Mhm, mhm.
You have any thoughts on just like vibes or any of that, Chris?
Yeah, I agree with how everything kind of sounds like a mess. What's crazy to I don't know. You're saying like there's a lot here, but for me, it literally sounds like there's only two. There's a synth, there's the breaks, and then there's the vocal samples. I feel like to me that's it. I don't know if there's
Yeah.
anything else. You can correct me if I'm wrong, Gorins, but it's crazy if that's true. If there's only three instruments that you have, but it sounds like they're clashing. It's like how does that happen? You know, um,
Loudness, like how chaotic those instruments are, how
just how
much they
washed out everything sounds, how high Q like the synth is, how resonant it is itself, like, and the synth itself doesn't really captivate me. Like it seems like it was the same the whole time, and the breaks you might have been doing some different stuff like along the way, but because they lacked definition in the beginning or just throughout, I couldn't really pick up on any sort of subtlety or detail that that you probably tried putting in when you said you're trying to get the breaks like the way you want them to. Like, yeah, just the processing kind of just flooded them, flooded that, or distorted, I guess, blurred out all that detail, and to where you thought that there was like these crazy, like cool changes that I was supposed to hear, but in reality, it just got lost in the noise.
yeah.
It just nothing changed, and it just sounded like a mess the entire way through. And I'm glad that you're such a good sport about the feedback. We try not to be harsh, but sometimes like we also try to be funny and
You gotta
entertaining.
be
But
honest,
yeah,
and
like
yeah, I mean,
we
I
got to be
think
honest, and like
Jenkins
we're
called me
trying to
Simon Cowell here.
yeah, and I'm Howie Mandel, but with a full head of hair. So hopefully that's not prophetic in any way. But I used to be a germaphobe actually too when I was a kid, so it's
Oh,
interesting. But
was it wait,
not
what does that have to do
anymore.
with
Howie Mandel, he's a big
Oh,
germaphobe.
oh, I think I might have known that actually, yeah.
Yeah, or like he doesn't like touching people or something. Trying to make it digestible has been an issue with every track I've made, and it's something I really want to work on with this to make it my actual type of music. Did you listen? I think I sent you a Venetian Snares song last week. Did you check that one out? Because if you listen to his breakcore, he does like super cool glitches. I it like I said, the tempo of the breakbeat sample itself is slower, so you can actually pick up the detail. But he definitely does not like wash it in reverb. Like you can hear all of the detail in it. Like in that sample, there should be a hi hat going on. I heard no hi hat. Like, so I don't know if you like
Mhm.
processed it out or the fact that like it was just so washed out with reverb that I couldn't pick up the transients, which is crazy. But that's like crazy. I listened to that, but I got a different style of bit being way faster. That's fine, but check it out. Like if you're faster, like you have a what is it? If you're going faster, that means it's going to be even harder for me to pick up the detail unless
Yeah.
you make it absolutely clear. So if
Yeah.
you're faster and more washed out, that's going to make it like that's like two things that are adding
It's
on top
hard.
of or detracting, you know?
And
So,
making it harder for you to make it sound good. I mean, it's like I don't know, I'm trying to come up with like an approach for you because you did say that like you've been trying to make your stuff more digestible and you want to work on it.
mhm,
I mean, I think like one lens is that you've got this now and you can try to fix it. You can try to
mhm,
like take stuff out, like take some of the processing off. You can do some EQing to stuff to make it less resonant and crazy. But I would say like for future tracks, a big thing that isn't always touched on is like, are the sounds that you're choosing good? Because
mhm,
if you are bringing sounds in that are super resonant and fucking harsh and like loud and annoying and stuff,
mhm,
sometimes it's because of the processing that you do and the way it's just something's too loud in the mix. But sometimes it's like it's a shitty sound. Like it's not like you might have to fix things that you don't want to have to fix. So
mhm,
the first step is like be really rigorous in your sound selection. When you can, either try to choose sounds that are good and aren't like harsh, like annoying, like have too much
mhm,
going on. Just like be cognizant of that as you're making your choices. Um, but B, it's like if you have sorry, the preview looks like it's frozen for me, but I don't know if it is for you guys. Let us know if you can see us moving around normally, but I don't know why it looks like that for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, it looks
But
fine for me. I'm on the Twitch channel too.
okay.
But
But yeah, I mean, choosing the sounds is one thing, or having a plan for how you're going to use it in a way that's not going to detract from your overall track.
mhm,
I think we also talked about how you have these changes that are going on throughout the track, and we just want to make sure that those are felt versus there's all this stuff happening and going on
mhm.
continuously that's masking over those. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, that's
I couldn't
important
hear
too.
any change. It was like a 2 minute 30-second song, but it felt longer than the last song, which was 4 minutes and 47 seconds. And
Yeah,
it felt like that because I didn't sense any sort of progression at all. Unlike all the other songs I've submitted, there's the first one where it's nowhere close to being released, as it's very obvious it is not already even as a required style. Yeah, that's fine. And we're just trying to give you like what is the next step that you can do. Um, because yeah, if this is true that if it's just that synth, the breaks, um, and the voices, it's like, yeah, you like this could be like a cool song idea, but if I were you, I might even like just like start with the best loop of these three instruments that you can get. Take off all of the processing of the drum at this point. Just like do that, and then what Josh said, like get a synth sound that doesn't sound like garbage. Like like from the get go, we were like, oh, this synth sound just like does not sound good. It's kind of very resonant in like weird places. Um, like yeah, if you start your foundation with like garbage, it's not going to be like gold, you know. So yeah, just try to work on that synth. We say it's very resonant, so there's some harsh frequencies that are really kind of just standing out, and I wouldn't say it hurts to listen to. It's just like it feels weird and it shouldn't be taking up this space.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah,
So should we do like vibe scores?
yeah. Let's do it. Yeah, appreciate uh the good attitude. Gorange. That wasn't sarcastic. I just yeah. But anyways, yeah, vibes. Do you have a score?
Yeah, I do.
All right. Yeah, I do. Three, two, one.
Ooh, damn.
Yeah.
Well, kind of
Lit-
fits. I mean,
yeah.
I was
Literally.
being nice here because I know that you've probably got a vision and you want to try to adhere to that. But I guess like there is a good aside from the vision, there's a lot of content that which we'll go into that needs to be kind of tweaked or maybe just like swap out for better samples, better source material. Oh, I was gonna ask too. Um, Gorange, what like sound system do you use? Like what do you listen on? Do you listen on headphones, like a specific type of
Mhm.
headphones, monitors? Because I think that can be a big thing when people sort of end up with a lot of sounds that are really harsh to us at least, and probably to most listeners. Just depends what. So yeah, you said headphones. What pair of headphones do you use? A over ear, like specific model. That can be a big determinant in like, can you hear the same frequencies that we can or that everybody else can on most systems? Um, Overhead, but like what brand are they? Because if they're like gaming headphones, that ain't gonna cut it because
Overhead.
yeah,
Alienware.
some sort of
Logitech.
studio headphones, are they good ones? I mean, again, like it matters what you're monitoring on a lot, like a fucking lot. Because imagine if you were trying to
Beat
I don't know,
Studio.
like do graphics or something on your computer and like your whole screen was tinted towards like red by like a
Mhm,
lot and like
mhm,
you weren't able to display green pixels, like yeah, your shit's going to look very different to other people than it sounds in your headphones.
mhm,
So we hear that a lot. It's like you're struggling, like we don't want you to struggle over and over with like having harsh stuff or stuff that sounds crazy to everyone else because you just can't hear what's going on there.
mhm.
So you said I've used proper studio headphones before. I feel like these are a bit better. I mean, again, depends on what they actually are a lot because even like good listening headphones, like whatever Bose
Beats.
stuff, which isn't
Mhm,
particularly good, but like Bose Beats, like that kind of stuff, have a lot of bass, and that makes a lot of people, sort of amateurs, feel like, oh, these are great headphones. They have bass, but if they've got you've got this frequency graph of the frequencies they display. Let's say that at the bottom here, you've got a lot of low end. Well, now you're going to have less low end than everyone else is
Mhm.
hearing. Or when you are hearing a ton of it, you're going to compensate to put less into your mix. And so for
Mhm.
us, there's going to be a lack of bass. So it's all opposite to what your headphones are doing. Similarly, if they're like nice listening headphones, but not necessarily the best mixing headphones, there's going to be a dip in the mid range and the highs probably, where to you it's going to sound mellow and fine and okay. To us, we're going to hear all this harshness that you're not hearing, that kind of thing. So
Mhm.
that's a huge thing that like please don't make yourself struggle on every mix that you do for eternity. You need like step one, get gear. Just headphones like these are fine. Like ATH M50s are like under $200,
Mhm.
or
They're like around 100, I feel like.
yeah, there's like Sennheiser ones. There's like biodynamic ones that a lot of
Sure.
people use for mixing,
Mhm.
or like studio monitors. If you want to go that way, that's really a lot better generally for mixing because you can get a better sense of depth and stereo field and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's just like I would look into those headphones that you have and see what people with more mixing experience think. If
Mhm.
there are any people who've mixed on them, and if they're kind of like studio headphones, but like nobody has ever talked about mixing on them and they're not well known, don't risk all of your mixes because you don't want to buy a pair of headphones or whatever it is. Like it is worth it if you're serious about making music. It's like step one
Mhm.
of mixing and producing. So
And just
just a thought.
listen to them on different systems too. So.
Yes, and use different systems. Use your car, like even use you can use shitty systems for this. You can use like AirPods or whatever headphones you have laying around, and just compare to other mixes that are good, like from other artists, reference tracks on those
Mhm.
same systems, and see how different it is. Take note of what's different. Try to go and correct it, and then come back and see how close you can get. But that's
Mhm.
the entire job of production mixing, is making sure that it sounds good to as many people as possible.
Mhm.
So yeah,
But
just
yeah,
don't.
no, those are all good tips. I just predicting that he's at the very beginning. Oh wait, actually, I was going to say very beginning, so maybe he didn't put that much into mastering. But I've used my phone speaker. I've already heard the fact that there's a lot of resonance,
Okay.
and you submit it to us anyway. I'm just kidding.
No, no,
You
it's
could,
it's
by the
all
way,
good.
you could put that like in the track description too if you don't want us to harp on something that is obvious. But yeah,
True,
I
true.
digress. Content. Do you have anything to say?
Um, just I mean, we talked about it, but just like make sure your source content's good. Try not to
Mhm.
use source content that's already like painful to listen to because it's just going to get worse when you add everything else into the mix.
Mhm.
Do a little bit of mixing as you go along to make sure that like things are not just completely stepping on each other. Like, don't add more things to the mix if it already sounds too busy. Try to get things to play nice with each other. Figure out where you can cut an instrument out to make room for another one. Have the sections be a little bit more different in that way too, because if you just got these things going on and on and on and on and on the whole time, it's not going
Mhm.
to sound like those changes that you might think are like big changes between sections. The rest of us is just like a continuous stream of noise kind of, and there's like little
Yeah.
things that change but not like big important changes. You also said I couldn't tell the breaks were obviously horribly reverbed, so I don't know what is and actually isn't wrong. So if that's because of your listening system, that's big red flag. It's like get that figured out, and then get back into it, and it'll make your life easier, and it'll make your music better.
Mhm.
So yeah, but overall, it's just sound selection, mix, like arrangement, getting things to fit together in a way that's not overwhelming, and making sure that some of those samples aren't overwhelming, past the point of the vision that you have. It's hard to
Mhm.
get chaos to feel controlled enough to be fun to listen to
Mhm.
versus just stressful for like 99% of listeners where it's like, oh my God, what the fuck am I listening to? Skip.
Yeah.
So,
I'm gonna
yeah.
hear this real quick. I'm gonna just see when the drums come in. Actually, oh, trying to play it. Oof, resonant. Yeah. So like, yeah.
There's a
There's
lot of
there's like
low,
a
low mid buildup too.
yeah. It's a lot of low mid buildup. And I mentioned it before. It's not. It might not even be that because you said that you didn't realize it was so reverbed out. Again, it might not even be that. The end result seems like it's just kind of blurry. Like I
Yeah,
don't see
yeah.
any detail. That's why I brought up the speed of the sample too. It's so damn fast that even if you have a little bit of reverb, the one hit is gonna bleed into the next. Um, and I love break. I don't know about breakcore. I like breakbeat music though, and I like Venetian Stairs, and I think he does a great job. Um, and I don't know why you like it specifically, Gorange, but I love it like because I'm a percussionist. I've like done drumline and played a little bit of drum set, and I love the intricacy and like all the different like kind of syncopation and change up that like breakbeat music usually does, and I love it when it's clear to hear that stuff. So that's why I was kind of harping on the clarity there. So I like that it's like frenetic and crazy. I just don't think it's like particularly executed as well, and that's why I have like kind of a lower score on vibes because I feel like you need to redo a lot of this stuff. Like I didn't say scrap the whole idea in general, but you could probably like start with like kind of well, what exactly is the arc of this song? Because right now I don't know what that is. I don't know what the story is. It just seems like the breakbeat's going crazy and you're doing some like objectively cool things like glitching stuff out. And there's like big impacts when it's just the kick and it like takes up the whole kind of sonic space and it's booming and it sounds cool. It's just like all that different stuff without a direction or a theme. I just don't understand it. And like confusion, only lasts or is only so captivating. Like if it's confusion for 2 minutes and 30 seconds, it's just like, what am I doing listening to this song? So yeah, I think my issue was the fact that I heard it so many times, just kind of zoned out some stuff. Yeah, man, that's a
Those
you can't do that.
those 2 things you just said there, I just don't have proper production skills, I'd say, and then that part that Chris just read, those also are, like, great reasons, A, to get feedback because, like,
Hmm.
part of the whole concept behind all of this is that as especially a solo creator, the more that you stare at the wall, the harder it is to tell what color it is. Like, it's just there's this thing of, like, perceptual waning, I guess you could call it, where, like, the longer you work on something, especially just alone and, like, staring at a screen or whatever it is, listening to it over and over, the more you start to just lose perspective, like, neutral perspective as to how good it is relative to anything else, because you get so zoned in and hyper focused that, like, that becomes your world, and you forget what other stuff sounds like. You don't have a reference in your head versus, like, it just really blows everything out of proportion when you're that in the weeds for that long with something. So getting feedback is a big important part of this. It can help you zoom out and figure out like a new perspective on it, where you should look next. Obviously, like taking a walk, like not working for too long on one thing, I had to learn that like a bunch of times because it just becomes so difficult to make good decisions. You end up sitting in front of the screen and making tiny little mix changes that do nothing. And
Hmm.
then you figure out, oh shit, the version that I had 2 hours ago is better. So you don't want that to happen. Another thing that's huge, like you said, not having proper production skills. Either do some stuff to learn that, right? Like use the resources on the internet to figure that out, or just find someone to collaborate with that can like handle some of the mixing stuff for you. Like I wouldn't put all of that on someone else because nobody wants to just take like a pile of hot trash and make it sound good. Like nobody wants to polish a turd, right? But so it is still your job to be the producer, which
Hmm.
means like should these things be layered together or should this get the fuck out of here so it's actually palatable?
Hmm.
Like should I use this sample that's super harsh or can I bring it in and immediately find a way to make it less harsh so I don't
Hmm.
lose that perspective? That's another reason for as you're going through, even as a producer, do a little bit of mixing. So just like minor things, like if there's a super harsh frequency range, just get that out of there. You don't have to make the track perfect, but fix the big issues when you see them because otherwise you'll become blind to them. And then you're going to be going through and forgetting where those issues were. So
Hmm.
that's a big thing. It's like that approach, like keeping the sort of zen of your perception is everything. And if you don't do that, you'll spend hours and hours making no progress. Like stuff will come out much worse to other people than you thought it was. Like that's actually the biggest challenge of making music on your own, I think.
Hmm.
And you said, as far as I
He
know, I
was
spent
right in terms of getting feedback, by the way. But yeah,
yeah,
sorry.
yeah. You said I spent like 20 hours and 3 days on it before I stopped yesterday to take a step back to be able to come back with it with a more refreshed view on it. Yeah, and I think that's indicative here, right? It's like if you had spent 8 hours or less, you probably would have had a result that was no better or worse than this. That's my
Mhm,
guess. You could have even spent less than that and maybe had something, like, close, and if you hadn't also poured that level of effort into it without being certain that you're going in the right direction, and, like, you don't know that when you're in it, right? You absolutely think that you're moving forward, you're doing things, clicking buttons, moving stuff, and then the sound result isn't necessarily better when you're in that early stage. You haven't assessed, like, "Is this the right collection of sounds to use? What am I trying to make here?" Just sleeping on it is a huge thing that helps you understand, like, what you're doing and why, how good is it, how does it stack up to other stuff. Just, like, you gotta live your life around it to make sure that you're making something that's good in the context of other people's lives almost.
mhm.
Weird.
Yeah, I just put a button here and then we can give our scores. But
Mhm.
content, if I were you, like I said, I think there's a lot of cool things here, potential, but like, yeah, it's just not there yet. If I were you, I'd literally forget like all the structure of the song you have right now and just like focus on like a loop that sounds like nice and clear, that has a great like synth sound and like melody or whatever, chords or whatever, nice balance to everything, and like a captivating slash chaotic kind of breakbeat that like, you just focus on, okay, making it sound very clear, and making sure all the source sounds are good, and then from there you can kind of like build the song from there. But right now, like, yeah, I feel like those like foundation is just not there, and to try to build a story out of it, I didn't feel any progression. So, um, yeah, but yeah, so I guess with that, let's give a score. You have
Yeah,
a score
let's
for
do it.
content.
Yep.
3, 2, 1. Bluey.
Boom.
Yup. Production.
Nice. And then, yeah, production is just, like, things are very compacted, mid-rangey, like, not even a lot of low end, it's sort of just, like, low mids build up
Mhm,
and harsh. I mean, this screams to me like mixed on headphones with a lot of bass and not enough mid-range and high detail, which is, like, the
mhm.
case with headphones that give that impression that they're studio headphones that are, like, good
Skull candy.
quality, but, like, who knows what brand they are. Yeah, like Skull Candies or something.
Yeah.
That's how you make headphones sound good, because the 2 things that we're having problems with are the exact inverse of that, and that's why it's so dangerous to mix on headphones that sound good, like, pleasing,
Mhm.
because they are hiding all of the bad stuff from you, and therefore it makes its way into your mixes. So,
You want to get what's called a flat response.
yeah,
So,
so that frequency curve isn't like there's a ton of, low end and then no mid-range or high end or holes in it, just
mhm,
flat. So it's just like even neutral frequency range. They can still sound good to listen to stuff on, because like well mixed music sounds good without its frequency response changed significantly. So like it'll still be enjoyable. It's just a little bit more honest. It's less of the sort of high fructose corn syrup of like adding a shitload of bass and taking out, mid-range frequencies.
mhm. Yup. Cool. I was gonna make a dumb joke, but we'll just skip it. So, production. You have a score?
Let's see. Yeah, I do.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Nice. I don't know. I mean, all this stuff when you get develop and redo, it's all just like there's a lot of work to do. Um, but
I
I
literally think the
think
production is the downfall of the song, to be honest. Like,
I mean,
but yeah,
I think that if the content were chosen a little more wisely and layered a little more wisely, it would have been we wouldn't have
both.
been
Yeah,
complaining so much, but it is both for sure.
yeah. All right. Track total.
Track total. Let's see. Yeah, I know Matt.
Don't skip the joke. Nah, man, it's okay. It wasn't
What?
even that
Oh,
good. Yeah, no worries. There's something about Fast Track. We love the low end here, but we also have a special place in our heart for flatties. And I was just like, okay, yeah, maybe I shouldn't
what
say it, but
the fuck?
yeah. Welcome to Flat Track, everybody. All right, you ready?
Oh yeah, good one. Yeah, ready.
Thank you. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah,
Yo. Yeah, man, keep it up. I like
yeah,
breakcore. Well, I
yeah.
like breakbeat. Make me like breakcore.
Yeah, I mean, I'm guessing like what your vision is for this, like I said at the beginning, is different than the outcome here, and that's expected when you're kind of learning and you're new to a lot of this. So just keep it up and send us stuff if you want to. If I mean, yeah, I don't know if you've got anything that's less like crazy. It's a little more digestible. But I would love to see any examples of stuff where you've kind of simplified a little bit and just like made it as radio ready or sort of audience ready as possible. You said this is probably going to be the first song I spend weeks on, LMAO. Nice. I mean, if that's what you think you need to get there, then like by all means go for it. I think what we talked about, like you could certainly take some of the concepts from this and just like create a new project and bring the parts in that you think are essential and see where you can get where as you bring things in, if something comes in that's super harsh, EQ it right on the spot. Like try to get some of that out, make it like reasonable,
Yeah.
then try to add the next thing and see do these things still work together or like maybe I should mute that track, like save it for later, like get the next thing in. Okay, those two things are coming together really nicely. You'll start to form a picture of how you can make this more digestible and what's needed versus what's just noise. And then when you go from there, again, if you can do it on like maybe a better set of headphones or speakers or just something that's more honest to you, then you might also make more compatible mixes for like your listeners, including us. So
Mhm.
yeah, that's the main advice.
Yep, yep, yep. Yeah, if I were you, if I were to issue a challenge, every time I issue a challenge to people, it doesn't work. Like, I guess I've only issued it to Jokerhead, but
Yeah,
yeah,
that's fine.
just like focus on making a sick loop that sounds really good. And what Josh is saying, like people say this all the time, mix as you go. So yeah, don't just wait for it to the end of the process. Like you kind of should be mixing as you build the song. So
Yeah.
cool. Thank you very much, Gorans. We appreciate you. Sorry if we're a little harsh at times, but we appreciate your positive and welcoming attitude. And getting feedback, I think, is exactly what you need to be doing. So shout out to you.
You said I'm taking a good portion of the input and then also filtering with the idea of what the style will be. No. That's totally reasonable. Like I said, you've got a vision, and we also may not totally know the genre, but I think it's just like there are basic essentials of like the human ear. Like it doesn't matter what genre you're in, everyone has the same or a similar like curve of sensitivity to different frequency ranges. So if you got stuff that's super like, grinding in there, that's difficult. Like if sounds are masking over each other and we can't tell what's what, that is not genre specific. That is like basic fundamentals of music production and mixing to make it work for the people who like that genre. So some of it is like you can take our advice with a grain of salt if you want. Some of it is like good luck finding an audience of people that are comfortable listening to something that is harsh and too busy. So not to say throw the baby out with the bathwater, but like it's hard to ride that line in terms of like you want a chaotic output. Well, the mechanics of how you mix and produce and arrange that song have to have internal order, even if that order is not immediately, visible or felt by the listener. It's just gotta like
Mhm.
there are fundamentals to worry about. So
Mm.
yeah, and you said a listenable style is going to be a goal for sure. Yeah, that's great. I'm sure that you'll make a lot of progress, and excited to hear what you come up with next. If you want to send us this in a couple weeks with revisions or something else that's more tame, feel free. Would love to listen to it.
Yeah, I like that wild shit, but yeah, I just want it to be good. So
Yeah,
yeah, do whatever you want, Gorange. We
yeah,
appreciate you. Thank you very much. Cool. All
yep,
right, Jokerhead. Speaking of chaos, we'll see what we get here.
yeah. Let's see.
But it's Jokerhead, Solace and Solitude. Their role includes composer, arranger, beatmaker, artist, synth player. Seems like a very serious submission here. Synth pop, electronic, ambient, synthwave, darkwave, film soundtrack, video game soundtrack. Yes, he does put that. Jokerhead is the artist. Hi guys, I have ADHD. I think everybody says they have ADHD. I renamed Ultraviolence. Huh?
Is
Is
this
this
that?
Ultraviolence?
Oh Jesus.
Fired Lana Del Rey, and I'm going to stick to this track until you guys give it purple. Have at it.
Dude, fuck. I was just gonna say because I mean, look, Joker has been submitting this for like what 8 months now, if not like 9 or something like that, like a long
Uh huh.
time.
Uh huh.
And before that, he had something else that he kept submitting, I think, for a pretty long time. At the
Uh huh.
beginning, he was just sending us everything, which was fun. He's improved a
Yeah.
lot. Like Goran's just like a good case study here, where like Jokerhead's been submitting for so long. His stuff was super chaotic and just like throwing shit at the wall, like harsh, loud, super compressed, like crazy.
Mhm.
crazier than your stuff. And he has come a long way in like simplifying in a lot of cases, like getting really good grooves and sounds together and just like mixing well. Some of it's been really impressive, and then but I wouldn't recommend this necessarily. Like, also don't get caught up in a project that people don't like. Just don't do it for too long, right? You can like move things around, experiment, but then like get it out the door. Like you can release it, see how it goes, and see
Love
how
it and use.
everyone responds to it. But after that, like man, Jokerhead has been working on this for so long, and we will see how it is. But I don't know, like it's gonna take a
Yeah,
lot to get to purple just by sheer brute force.
yeah. You say that. I would argue that that's not exactly how you not get purple. And yeah, I agree with Josh. Jokerhead in himself as an artist is a good case study. But this song in itself has a special place in our hearts. Of like, this is probably not going to be a good example, but we'll see. This song, I will admit, there was one version of this song where I was like, dude, it's so close. You just need to fix this part. And then he like just, I don't know, dunked it in some secret Jokerhead sauce that was not needed. And it was,
Yeah.
yeah. So I don't know what's going to happen now. Wilder Than You, I wouldn't say in terms like, crazier rhythms or anything like
In
that.
terms
Just
of
like,
pace and yeah, like tempo,
yeah,
no, but like in terms of
and
layers, like sheer number of layers, just
yeah,
how like
clashes,
masking stuff was, the compression was crazy. Like everything he
bricked
sent us
up.
for a
Yeah.
good year was like super bricked up and limited, which
Yeah.
we'll see how this is. But yeah.
Yeah, this looks fine. This looks fine so far. So, all right,
Let's see.
Jokerhead, I'm ready for it. This is a yeah. So, guys, yeah, okay, we'll talk about it later. Just yeah, let's play it.
Yeah, let's do it.
3, 2, 1.
Mm, yeah. Bracing myself for the brightness.
It's pretty yeah.
Little change in that beat there. It's already pretty bright though.
Yep. Nice.
I don't love the bass.
I like the bass.
A little flabby.
Cool part. The hi-hats are pretty hard. Mix in general has a hi-hat heavy. Watch out for that trumpet. This feels like an intro. And it's already 2 minutes.
That's new. Interesting.
Oh, he's going for it. Still here.
A little organic there.
Oh yeah, little quacker. Oh yeah, baby.
How did he get that sound?
This sounds like a literal duck.
Yeah. Those are a little organic too. Kind of a cool tail at the end there. A long one though. There's still 10 seconds. Jeez. Uh-oh. Chris, are you frozen? Or am I frozen? Let's see. Let's see what's going on. Up there, he's gone now. He should be coming back in a second. Interesting. I don't see Jokerhead here. There he is.
All right, it looks like Jokerhead song broke me again. So
Yeah. I was like, damn, he doesn't have much reaction to this.
I wonder how long I was frozen. That's kind of
I'm
funny.
not sure. For just
Uh,
the last few seconds. But
okay.
I thought there was a decent like fade out there, like kind of a cool delay tail.
Mhm.
I mean, really zooming out on this versus the other versions, like
Mhm.
I do think it's been cleaned up a little bit.
Mhm.
Um, I still don't think it should be 5 minutes. Like
Yeah. No, dude.
it was around 3 something that I was like, why is this still going on? It's kind of the same thing again.
Did you hear me when I said around 1:45? I was like, this all sounds like an intro still, or
Yeah,
was
kind
I
of does.
frozen at that point?
I think I just couldn't hear you, but
Yeah,
it's
that's valid.
yeah, it's definitely like there's no subject, and you had Lana Del Rey before,
Yeah.
which wasn't really a subject 'cause it was just one sample that was like repeated in certain parts. It's very repetitive. I think even though things are changing, like some of that variation is appreciated. It would be much worse if it was literally just looped for 5 minutes, but
Mm.
I don't think it should go on that long in general. Like there's nothing
Mhm.
new in those sections really. There's a few new
Mhm.
things, right? You got like that what was it, like a synth solo thing or something that's like way high up
Yeah,
and
it's a cool idea.
some
It's
cool
kind of
ideas, but
mosquito-y though, very thin.
yeah, thin and
Didn't have much
kind of
body
a
to it.
little bit buried almost. Like just didn't
Very
feel
buried,
like it
yeah.
was like any space was being made for it, and maybe like a little bit of side chaining or something would help that.
Yeah.
But
It was a cool idea though, Jokerhead, and I think for the most
yeah,
part the notes were captivating the first
yeah.
time. But
I
yeah.
agree. Like in many ways, I do think that like arrangement wise, this is simpler in some good ways. I just think that if it ended sooner, it would have been much, much more justified. And it'd be like, this is a cool little track. It's like it's got no vocals, doesn't necessarily need to, like whatever. But if it was 3 minutes or something like that, and it did that fade out, I'd be like, cool. This is the best version of ultraviolence yet. It's just like not overdoing it, whatever. I don't think it's perfect. I think still like in the production, there's still quite a bit of harshness
Mhm.
in a bunch of different areas, especially at the end there. Just like there's so much going on
Yeah.
here.
It
Let's
was
listen.
blasted at the end.
Man, it's just a wall of fucking like white noise. Everything's just building up, building up, building up.
Mhm.
So it's that same story. Like, be responsible with your source material. Do not put
Mhm.
shit in. Don't put a fucking wind sound in there, and not EQ it at all. So it's just like the whole time, literally white noise. Don't do
Mhm.
that, and make sure that things are not in there that don't need to be, and things are not clashing. Like, do some EQing. Just like, you gotta monitor the output. You gotta be the goalie for like making sure that this shit doesn't get out. And I don't know, it still surprises me to this day that like how somebody can like listen to this and think that it's ready to go when it's so harsh. Like, I don't know if it's a hearing difference. No, everybody hears differently. I know that, but like, or if you're listening on a potato, but like it's so
Dude, I was gonna
obviously
say
harsh as fuck.
if you listen to this on the phone speaker, there's no way it would sound good. It would be so
It's gonna be
harsh.
super yeah,
Oh,
it's not
yeah,
gonna be
for
good.
sure.
But it's just like,
God.
do yourself the favor and either have somebody help you with production or like learn. I mean, I think he has been learning for sure,
Yes. Yeah,
but
for
like
sure.
what I still don't know where or why the limitation is that almost everything that he comes out with is so harsh and like
Mhm.
unlistenable to a general audience, I think.
Yeah, it was
So
the master itself here, Jokerhead, like, yeah, it was just very, very top end heavy.
at least it's less compressed and limited than some of your stuff has been before. Like, not to say it's not an
Yes.
improvement, but it's just like after 2 or 3 years, like, where is the bottleneck? Sort of. That's what I wonder the most. And
Mhm.
would it be ideal? And like, we hope to do this with Fast Track to like give you a place to find collaborators, but like maybe you just need a partner in crime to like help do the mixing and the mastering to like make sure that the frequency stuff is ironed out. Maybe that's
Mhm.
the solution. But I guess vibes, like any other just thoughts overall, like before we
No, speaking
discord.
of that too, he's talking about like the future fast track platform that we're building. Something that you guys can get beta access to right now is another thing that would very much help Jokerhead's workflow, I'd say, which is version control. Because Jokerhead has submitted us. I think at one point he was joking like, "Oh, this is version 118." Lol, lol. Probably not, but he's
I don't think
definitely
he was
submitted us
joking,
probably like 8 versions of this song,
if not
perhaps
more. Yeah,
if not more. And if we had a nice database of like, hey, Jokerhead, this is the one that we wanted. This is the one, and we have our like timestamps and everything. Like, hey, Jokerhead, like this part right here, all you got to do is change this. That would be a very valuable tool. But unfortunately, at that time, it was not made. But now it is made, and that is the Fast Track beta. You can sign up for it here at our website, or just like send us a message on Instagram or where else? Discord? Yeah. Discord. And yeah, just telling us that you really want to be a part of it. We're letting people on now, and we're pretty much through like the end-to-end testing phase and getting all the initial bugs out. So it's still in beta. So we want to hear from your guys' ideas and also like issues that you run into in bugs. So it's not going to be perfect, but yeah, it's definitely usable, and definitely a lot of people are getting value out of it now. So if you guys that sounds interesting to you, please sign up. But yeah, just had to do a little plug there.
yeah.
Because yeah,
Join our
Jokerhead would
Discord.
really yes, Jokerhead
Yeah,
would really benefit from that feature specifically. But
yeah. We've
at
we've
least I
got
feel like it would.
we've got Discord there in the chat. You can follow us on Instagram messages there too. But if you want
Mhm.
access, all you have to do is ask. So that's the most direct way to get in there. And like Chris said, for keeping control or keeping track of versions of your tracks, adding collaborators with different levels of access, commenting on those tracks on the waveforms with timestamp comments, getting notifications around all that stuff to keep updated, and setting tasks with assignees and due dates. So just helping you keep track of the basics of your music projects and where they're going and your progress, and then later down the line adding more features around like helping find collaborators, create your own kind of teams, and a whole lot of other stuff. And that's also up to you guys what you want to see. So we would love to hear from you on what you like, what you don't like. But the best way is to hit us up, and we'll get you into that. So yeah,
Mhm.
looking forward. I see somebody just joined the Discord there, so hopefully they'll hit us up.
Hey yo, fire, cool. And we want to hear your tracks too. Submit. Um, but yeah, so vibes. Do you have a score?
Let's see score. I'm trying to think about like objectively versus what we did before, and just like this version, like how much do I like it?
Mhm. I got a score. Let me know when you're ready.
All right, I think I know where I'm at.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah,
Bow. Yep.
I sort of am like, if I didn't have, I'm trying to think, if I didn't have the baggage of knowing where this has come from and everything, would I like it more or less? And like,
Mhm.
I think if it was completely new, I might be like, yeah, there were some cool like chord progressions in this and like some
Mhm.
interesting melodies and interesting instrument parts. Just like you got to make it more like less masking effect type stuff, less
Mhm.
harsh, less like busy, and it
Mhm.
might be cool and shorten it.
Mhm.
Trying to be, but it's somewhere in the middle here. It's not terrible. It's
No.
just it's
I
not.
actually really liked what Lana Del Rey added to it. It's just that when he added it, she was out of time. And then
Yeah,
he got it
yeah,
right for one of the mixes, and I was like, Jokerhead, this is so close. And
yeah,
then like somehow it got out of time again. So I don't
yeah.
know, it's frustrating. But I just want to like jump around on the track a little bit here if I could. I just want to just do an experiment here.
Okay.
Okay, so that's like the main melody, right?
Mhm.
Let me go ahead and go to 1 minute later. See how it's the same melody?
Yeah.
Let's see. I think what I said was 145. It sounds like an intro still. When does it actually change? 2 minutes? Okay, so maybe it's changed at 2 minutes, but I think the chords are actually the same.
Yeah.
So, Joker, in my eyes, like I know you did percussion kind of switch ups there, but to me that is a 2 minute intro, and that's unacceptable.
Yeah.
That's like
It's
a
true.
whole like some people are making whole songs with structures of like hook chorus hook verse 2 minutes. You have an intro that is 2 minutes long. It's ridiculous. And
Yeah.
like you don't have Lana Del Rey coming in at all to like provide any like differentiator of like, oh, this is a new section but it still has the same chords.
Yeah.
You just have this intro that's way too long. You can cut it after what, frick, 40 seconds still sounds like a too long intro.
Dude,
Like 30
what's
seconds max.
yeah.
Sorry, what?
What's so funny about this is that more often than not, we have the problem that people's tracks are too long, and it's
Mhm.
funny because it takes actual work to get there, but then there's
Mhm.
other stuff to work on, and it's like it's sort of like if you wanna have the best shot, like, make your track shorter so then you can spend your time working on everything more cohesively, so or, like, holistically. So, like, working on the quality rather than the quantity. I think a lot of people have this sort of hang up that, like, if the track's not long enough, it's not gonna satisfy their audience, and that's, like, so incorrect, right? Like,
No, there's
if
some of
you're
my favorite songs that are like under a minute. I'm like, wow, that was really nice.
under a
Wow.
minute?
Yeah.
What do you know that's
That
under a
like
minute?
there's
Like,
I'd have to look at my recent likes on Spotify to let you know. But like some songs have come up where I'm like, oh my god, that was really nice.
well,
And it was like
I
under a
was
minute.
I was gonna say, like, there's been a recent trend back
Mhm.
towards even shorter songs just charting, and I
Mhm.
think the average, like, Billboard charts are now under 3 minutes,
Mhm.
which is kinda crazy, and, like, this isn't a new phenomenon either, though. Like, the Beatles, like, most of their songs, even their most popular songs, were, like, 2 minutes, and
Mhm.
they have all the sections you need. There's, like, an intro, there's a verse, there's a chorus, there's a pre-chor whatever, like, and it's great
Yep.
because then people wanna listen again, and they wanna
Mhm.
listen more, and it's like you leave a good impression versus overstaying your welcome, and
Mhm.
I think that's a challenge that we should, like, give to artists more often is just for the heck of it, just try making your song shorter than you think it should be,
Or we
but try to
restrict certain
make
artists.
it include the things that you think it needs, but, like, let go of the things that it may not absolutely need, but, like, you absolutely have to make sure for this challenge that it's under 3 minutes,
Mhm.
and see what happens. Like, see
Yep.
what you can make like that. Shorten your fucking intro. Like, nobody really wants to sit through a long intro most of the time.
Yeah. And like to justify, I mean, Jokerhead did change stuff, but it's like you did like a halftime switch up, and I liked all those percussive switch ups that you did, but you can meld them with the other stuff that you have later on and like what is it? Compact it more and make it
Yeah.
more, what is it? What's that expression? It's like
Cohesive?
short and sweet.
Short and sweet.
Like,
Yeah, sure.
yeah, it's like, it's more concentrated and yeah, like, you
Yeah,
don't have to be like, "Oh, I changed one little part, it requires a whole 8 bars." It's like, "No, no,
yeah,
no, you can change more than one thing at a time,"
yeah,
you know? Like, imagine if you had that intro going at the same, like, the intro kind of drum beat that you have, but then when the synth solo comes in, then it's the breakdown that's halftime. Then that makes
yeah,
a lot of sense, right?
yeah,
It keeps it fresh, and it's like, "Oh, this is the solo breakdown that's happening."
yeah,
Not like, "Oh, this is that same loop that I heard in the intro, but now there's a solo." It's like and it's 4 minutes in. Why how is it 4 minutes in already? And it's just yeah. So
yeah.
that's for just, like, kinda overall arrangement. Um, yeah, I was kind of done by the after the first, like, synth solo, I would hear, like, this whole, like, other part here that had, like, quacks and stuff, I
Yeah.
it's
Quacks.
pretty it's just kinda funny and, think about it, right? Like, it's at 3 minutes, like Josh said, a lot of songs end at 3 minutes, like, you
Yeah.
don't even need all of this junk. You don't need a second synth solo section at the end that we said was, like, very loud. Like, how different is that compared to when the synth solo is happening? Not that different, right? So you can
Yeah.
compact, like you can get rid of this whole like quacky section. You can get rid of the second synth solo, shorten your intro. Um, I wish you had Lana Del Rey, but I probably shouldn't say that because, but yeah, I guess also you don't have permission from Lana Del Rey, or you guys just have a bad relationship. But, yeah, that's just some of my content stuff. I liked the idea, and I think we told you about this. Like, you need a top line that's captivating, and I like the attempt on it for sure. I do think that the synth noise or the sound itself is buried by everything else, which could like we said that it's very high. The whole mix is high end heavy, so if you can like tame the high ends of every other instrument, that might help this synth stick out more. But also, it just kind of sounds thin, like a mosquito. So I'd like to hear like a little more body, perhaps in like lower frequencies as well to better hear the fundamental. But um, yeah, I like that idea of it, and like for the most part, the solo sounded pretty good, at least the first one. Um, so yeah, I like it. But yeah, there's just still things to work on, and I think primarily is the arrangement of the song. Like the 2 minute intro is unacceptable. Do you have anything to add?
Mm, no, I think that I mean, for content, the only other thing I'd say is just, like, some of those sounds, a little quacky, a little squelchy, a
I mean,
little
that
organic.
I would say it's only in that quacky section there,
Yeah, yeah,
but
not everywhere, but for
yeah,
sure. But,
like
those sorta stood out. It's
this
like, "What
one,
the
yeah.
hell?" Little
Where's it at? There it is, baby.
That one's kind of funny. It's kinda interesting. I mean,
Wah,
I don't
wah,
know. It sounds
wah.
a little funky, but
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I think it was the section before that that had some stuff. And, like, even just earlier, the do 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 do, lower down or whatever,
Dum, dum, yep,
um, I
dum,
thought it
dum.
was just a little awkward sounding. Like, one, I didn't think
I thought
that
it
the
was okay.
timbre of that thing was as tight as it should be, like, what that thing that you're going for is. And it
Mhm,
also was just a little slow for that kind of, what is that called? It's not an arpeggiator, but it's like when it's just like a do
dum,
do
dum,
do
dum.
do, like synth bass type thing.
Mhm.
It
Acid
was
base?
just
I don't know.
I don't know. No, acid bass I think is supposed to be squelchy,
Mhm,
but no, just like that, like that kind of thing.
mhm,
This was just a little slow for that. It felt kind of boring. It was like that synth doesn't want to do that. It's like this
mm.
is too slow for that kind of sound. It was just like a doom 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 doom, kind of awkward.
Got it,
So
got it.
yeah, that's the content notes.
You have a score?
Yeah,
Boom, boom, boom. Alright, 3, 2, 1.
yeah.
Yeet. Production?
Uh, production, it's just a little bit harsh. I mean, at least it's not super limited,
Mhm.
like, compressed limited, but
Yeah.
it is what it is. It's harsh. I don't have a whole lot else other than that.
Yeah. The clashing was there in the I'd say mainly the main synth being buried, but in general, like, the master is also very high and heavy and kinda harsh to listen to, but in general of, like, all the rest of the instruments clashing with each other, I don't think that happened, so Yeah, it just seemed like
I mean,
the
that
you had
did
to
happen for sure. Like, there are parts where it's like,
I
there's so much going on here. It's just there's not good separation or clarity, and I think that also happens when you overload the upper mids. It just gets busy, and I'm gonna play it to prove that.
sure.
Wait, actually, this last section is really where it's the problem. Hear those random weird little background there's like a little shh sound that I just heard that I didn't know was there before. It's like, why is that there? Like getting in the way of stuff. And it's just
Yeah.
it's like the frequency range is already full and then he just packs more shit into it. And it's like
Yeah.
this isn't helping anyone. So I think
All right,
that is
he's
not a
convinced
problem
me.
that's been
I'll put it
solved.
down. Yeah, I was at first I was gonna say like, yeah, I think I can hear for the most part separation between the main melody and the other synths there, besides
You
the
can
top line
hear
synth.
them.
But
Yeah, they're
yeah,
there, but it's like, is it optimally like configured or
it's definitely not. I mean, my score was not near optimal at all, but you
yeah,
just
yeah,
convinced me to drop my score. So Jokerhead, please
yeah. Oops,
blame
sorry,
him. So
Jokerhead.
yeah, you ready? You have a score?
Yeah,
3, 2, 1.
yeah,
Yeah, I was at like 40,
yeah, for
but
sure.
okay.
Um,
Track total
yeah, I know, Matt.
3, 2, 1. Oh wait, I'm okay. Whatever.
Ooh, close.
Yup,
Yeah,
indeed.
I don't think you're quite at purple, and I would. I'm just gonna say, like, please don't make this your goal to try to only work on this until you get purple from us. Like, that shouldn't be your validation.
Mhm.
Um, you should release it and see if anyone cares. And either way, honestly, I don't know if they don't. Like, what are you gonna do? Go back to the drawing board again, and then think that releasing basically the same thing is gonna make a big difference? Like, I don't know how much you can change at this point. Unless you I don't know, like, forgot
I'm
about it,
fine
and
with
then
him. I'm fine with him submitting it to try to get green, but yeah, purple's a little
I
suspicious.
wondered also just if our perception is too tainted now, because 'cause we've heard it so many times, like, I don't know if I'm gonna hear this and be like, "This is awesome," like, it's still gonna sound repetitive to us probably because 'cause we've heard it so many times, so I don't even
Possible.
know if we're, like if that's possible really at this point,
Mm.
and you might just, like, piss us off too because it's, like,
It's a funny
1/5 of
meme.
our stream. I mean, at one point, not anymore because you haven't been here as much lately, but,
Yeah, we miss you, man.
yeah, where are you at? You just submitted this today, so,
Mhm.
hopefully it's all good, although it's nighttime there, I think.
Yeah, he's out
So
in the pubs, perhaps. But thank you,
yeah.
Jokerhead.
Yeah,
Appreciate you.
thanks.
Off twice. We got your submission, and you're next. So shout out
Mhm.
to you. Sign up for a user too. Appreciate you. Are you in the
Yep.
chat? Say what's up. If you are, I don't think I saw you chatting, but we're gonna listen to your song next. So yeah, let's push it to live here.
Let's do it.
Cherry Daydream, work in progress, day 1.1. Interesting. Their role on the track includes songwriter, composer, lyricist, top liner, arranger, beatmaker, artist, vocalist, guitarist, drummer, percussionist, for real,
Wow.
harmonica player, recording engineer, recording assistant. They fuckers. Why do they do that? Mixing engineer, mastering engineers, producer, and the production assistant. How are you the producer and the production assistant? Please tell me.
Crazy. Crazy.
But they put album art that's just blank, or maybe just no album art.
There's no album art, yeah.
Track genre includes pop, punk, trap, and experimental. Is this Machine Gun Kelly? All right, you ready?
Yeah,
No
let's do it.
description. Hold up. Fuck. I just went to the wrong page. I need to refresh here. Yeah, if you're in the chat though, off twice, let us know. I'm ready.
Oh, he is. What's good?
All right.
Alright.
3,
Let's
2,
do it.
1. I hear where what I'm at.
The synths remind me of bagpipes a little bit.
I like it. Where's the harmonica, man?
Black orchids clouding up my consciousness, and a flavor of chapstick I can't find.
Angels and Airways.
Comes along.
Paint me with all your shame, all your passion, your pain. It all colors the same in the meantime. In the meantime.
Oh, yeah,
Cherry daydream.
Nice
Don't
players.
ever let
Nice
me
players.
fall be
Different
waiting
vocalist? What happened?
till the sun sinks
mic.
into the sea. We could run tonight, right till we leave this town behind. Place my heart in your night skies.
What happened?
Just say that you're mine. Cherry daydream. Don't ever let me fall asleep. I'll be here waiting till the sun sinks into the sea. We can run tonight, right till we leave this town. Oh, I've been dreaming of you all day. Just say that you're mine.
What was that last line?
I had no idea. I didn't pick up half the lines, to be honest.
A
But
lot of it was, like,
Cherry daydream.
yeah,
Catchy.
catchy.
Yeah,
Jeez.
man. Very Tom DeLonge. Very Angels and
Yes.
Airways. Blink-182.
Yeah.
Is that your influence off Twice, sir? But
I'll bet he's never heard of them.
yeah, dude, check him out, man. Maybe I wasn't too far from MGK. I haven't listened to MGK actually, but
Yeah.
yeah, okay, yeah. I think the hook was very catchy. Right away, I told you what you sound like. I think you know it too, which is fine. Some people don't like that, but I like it. Um, there's this weird part. It sounded like, are you the single vocalist here? Is there another vocalist here? It sounds literally like a different person or a different mic, and the performance was like worse. The layers were worse, and the auto tune was like done worse. It was really apparent.
Mm, yeah.
I wish I saved that timestamp. I think it was around here.
The way you smile could light up all these empty rooms. I don't care about.
It sounds like it could be the same vocalist, but he like went to a different room and different mic and everything, and
Yeah.
I don't know, like what happened. Just me, Elliott Smith. Actually, who's Elliott Smith? Do you know?
Yeah, I was looking him up, and I don't know. He got stabbed in 2003 and died, but I don't
Man,
really know what band he was in.
I
Looks like
see.
he had some.
Wait. So you know who Blink-182 is though, right? Off
Yeah,
Twice.
yeah. Oh, I hope he
Just
does.
me. Yeah, what happened? What happened in that section there? Like, could you let us know? Like, is it
Yeah,
definitely like just? It sounds like it's like processed differently. Even I don't know what happened. Because like you were hitting all the notes like just fine before and sounded great, and then maybe a little over compressed, but nonetheless it sounded pretty good. And then that part came in and it was just like markedly different, and it threw me
yeah,
off. Um, Anyways, yeah, that's kind of my overall thing there. I like the vocals. I think you have an ear for melodies. I like the beats like feel, but it did not change at all for the 4 minutes there. It was like
true.
the same thing over and over again.
A little bit
So,
soupy. Like, especially those high synths that were going on were just kind of like a bit of a useless soup. It was just kind of like there to, and it was a little bit annoying. Those were just like kind of buzzing around the whole time.
mhm,
And covering each other up, because I thought I heard some melodies that were going on up there that just like couldn't be heard. Like in a pro mix, those would be like, spotlighted. The other crap would be gone because you don't need it, or it'd be much, 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 much quieter.
mhm,
Um, just those kind of things. It's like it felt like it's a lot of stuff kind of just put together, like in the beat, whatever you want to call it.
mhm,
But like a lot of it just doesn't quite fit. It's like, why is there this thing in that corner doing its own thing and this other thing in that corner? They're not like playing together in a
mhm,
lot of ways. And I also think the bass, this is like kind of specific feedback, has a really low note that it goes to that like the fundamental like can't be heard really. It's such a low octave that like we get the resonance around it, but it all actually sounds almost like it's a different note because we can only hear that sort of upper resonance and not the actual fundamental. That's a
mhm,
big thing. I would like to probably change out that bass part to, which also just sounded a little bit disconnected to me. Like I know you're trying to blend genres here, but it sounded like in one corner of the room you've got like this sort of hip hop, whatever, pop bass, whatever you want to call it, that's super fucking low. And then like over here, also all the bright stuff in the other corner, and like all these little synths up in the top that are doing their own thing and like not listening to anything else. And then you've got your vocals, which are the centerpiece and are great, but it's like that's happening, and all the stuff around it feels like it's just disconnected. It's like not listening to your vocals. It's not the same like band or whatever you want to call it.
mhm,
So I would say that that's the biggest takeaway for me is like you've got a good song under here, and a lot of good writing.
Mm.
Maybe it goes on a little bit long. Like I did feel towards the end, like, okay, this is kind of the same melody, like we're doing the same thing. It's almost 4 minutes, but really just the rest of the track sounding like they're musicians that are listening to each other is the biggest thing.
Yep,
And
that's true.
sonically compatible too, like just that bass is in like a totally different range. There's nothing to glue it together with the rest of the instruments. Like those synths are kind of just buzzy and bright and don't really sound like they go with the other parts. So
Mm.
you said newer to mixing. I use trial version of FL so the plugins cut out sometimes. Are you serious?
Like,
Is that what happened to the at the end, or is it just a different mic that you're using?
wait, yeah, what do you mean? Wait, that's what happened at the weird vocal part? I don't get it, but let me see.
Cherry daydream.
Like the auto tune sounds off there even. Like, it's like
Yeah,
different. What happened?
yeah. I mean, harmonically, that part right there just doesn't really make sense. Like when you
Mhm.
listen to what's happening with the synths and the bass and your vocal, it's like they're all different colors, and it's like, oh fuck, what note of the or what chord of the progression are we even on? Like, is this going somewhere else, or is it just kind of wrong?
Mhm.
That's hard.
Right. But yeah, overall, I think I said what I need to say. Do you have vibes score?
Yes. Wait, no, I don't. Let me get that.
Cherry daydream. Where am I at
Mm,
here?
yeah, I'm trying to decide too. Okay, I think I know where I'm at.
I think so too. All right. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, I think I do.
Dang, you're high.
Yeah, I think it's like I respect like I like the vocal delivery and the writing and stuff and the vibe. I think my scores are going to be a little lower, teaser and content production, but
All
for
right.
vibes, it's like I respect it. It's cool.
Cherry day. Yeah. This would be a song I'd love to sing along to. Dude, if you could get group vocals on it, I think it'd be awesome. Or if you had like a section for it, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
Anyways.
also with those harmonies, I mean, it sounds pretty close to like what I've heard from like pop punk stuff in terms of the sort of how those harmonies sound. Just a tip in general, if you for the doubles stand further away from the mic, and you can actually do this crazy trick if you want to get even more than just doubles, where you do one double at this distance and do another one further, another one further, or like pairs of doubles, and you can get it to sound almost like a choir. Like it'll just everything will blend together a lot better than just like recording 4 takes at the same exact distance where they're going to like step on each other a little bit. I think that's okay for this genre. I've heard a lot of like Blink 182 that sounds like that. But yeah, and Welly, we are about to end. I think we have a big thing to prepare for
Yeah, bro, the
tomorrow.
lock-in. Are you going to the lock-in tomorrow? I saw you signed up, but I haven't seen you. We have FastTrack, the platform. They're gonna use it. HHC Album 6.
Yeah.
So you signed up somehow, so you're aware. You're in the Discord. I didn't see you on Tuesday, but if you're going to the lock-in, like, I mean, I'll give you access anyways because you signed up. But yeah, I'm in Porto right now. It's 1:30 a.m. Porto? Where's Porto? Porto
Porto.
Potty? Port Au
Portable.
Prince? Portland? Where you at? Portugal?
Where would it be? Yeah, that must be it.
Puerto
1:30 AM
Rico?
must be like Portugal or something.
Oh yeah, possibly. What are you doing in Portugal? Are you
Is
studying
that
abroad? Crazy.
Porto?
I have no idea. But anyways, shout out to Welly. Yeah. We usually do 5, but we took a while, so yeah, we usually kind of finish at
Yeah.
7:30 and looks like we're still gonna go over. So get your spot in though, Will. If you have a song, we'd love to listen to it.
Oh,
Um
Portugal.
just not this week. But yeah.
Oh,
Oh, he's in Portugal?
he's been abroad since September.
Oh shit, my bad. Cool,
Damn.
fire.
Nice.
Can't wait to hear about that. Are you gonna do the HAC album? Let us know. Content, what do you have?
Uh, yeah, I think just based on that, like for me, it's just the cohesion between the different parts. And I know you're trying to blend stuff, but like sonically it needs to be blended better.
Mhm.
And part of that is like use a bass sound that gives that vibe of whatever genre you're like a trap or experimental, whatever that you're trying to blend in here. But right now it just feels like it's in a totally different league, like just not this it's not compatible. It's super low, like heavy on the lows and doesn't have enough of that sort of low or sorry, the sub bass almost, but it needs more of the fundamental in the lows.
Mhm.
And other stuff, just like cohesion. That's the big thing. Cohesion, are the instruments playing with each other?
Mhm.
Is it too long? Like stuff like that.
Mhm. Yeah. Um, Definitely fix that weird part. Like everything. Like that, for the most part, the vocal delivery, I think, like a lot, actually. It's just that part itself, it's so starkly different that it like took it down a notch, quite literally. So yeah, if I were you, I'd please fix that. Um, yeah, and I agree with everything that Josh said. You have a score?
Yep.
I think you have like I said, a good ear for melody actually, and I do like your singing voice in general. It's just that one part I don't know what happened, but yeah. Um, 3, 2, 1. I almost went to 69. Production.
Yeah, and then production, I think we kind of talked about. Let's go back here real quick.
Sinks into the sea. We could run tonight, right till we leave
I
this.
mean, I like the vocal production and delivery a lot. I do wonder a little bit if things were cleaned up around it, if I would still like it as much, because I think there's a little bit of an indicator to me that something might not be perfect there, but you're probably still in progress. Like you're probably working on it. That's fine. You said it's muddy. I think the bass is muddy, but I don't know if the rest of it I'd describe as muddy. I think maybe it's just that things need to be EQ'd more precisely to make sure they're not clashing, to make sure they're as crisp and clear as possible. And you're probably on that track, and that will help immensely. But yeah, in terms of production, it's just like improving those aspects, and it's not too loud or crazy otherwise or whatever. It's like it's okay, but yeah, just like really rounding things out, making sure they all lock together and nothing's too harsh.
Mhm. Yeah, I agree with those tips. I just wanted to add one more thing on content. Like, I can't stress enough, the beat didn't change at all. So,
Yeah.
like, you could definitely like benefit from just dropping the drums out and maybe even like just reducing all of the different crazy high synths that are happening, and just use your strongest asset, which is your voice, to like do a nice like kind of drop off section, just like singing and like having like layered vocals. I think it sound very nice. Um, but anyways, yeah. So production, you have a score?
Yep.
3, 2, 1. Cherry Daisy.
Yeah,
All
it's
right,
good.
track total.
Yeah, let's see. I got a score.
Me too. Mine won't make sense, but 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
I
This
knew it.
is definitely
I knew it.
deserving of a 69.
Yeah.
Cherry
Yeah, for sure.
Daisy. I almost think I like Blink-182, but there's that meme.
Nice.
So, word, I like that. We like you too, bruh. Thanks for submitting.
Yeah.
And shout out to Welly. Be safe out there. Sounds fun. Jacob and Sam are going to be on it. Fire. They wanted to hop on the stream for a minute. Yeah, man, we get it, but glad that you're here. Like I said, get that song in anyways. If you do find yourself here next week, we start at 5:30 p.m. Central. Stay until 7:30 p.m. Central. And if you want to change your song at that point, just let us know, and you should be able to change it during the week. Actually, you could just delete it and then resubmit. But we'll remember that you submitted if you do. So, anyways, yeah, thank you everybody for submitting. Thank you for all the music. We love listening to it. Some old friends, some new. Um, no purples yet, guys. We want to hear from you. We want to get purples in here. Purple being top tier track. That means not only is it good to go for your guys' specific niche, that we like it ourselves subjectively, and we think it has star power and potential, and we want to put it on our playlist and our Instagram and spotlight you guys. Like, look what came out of our stream. It's awesome. It's happened before, but it's rare, and it's something that
Yes.
you guys can aim for. But yeah, in terms of fast track, do you want to just say one more time about the beta, Josh?
Yeah. So this is like what you're seeing our stream. This is like step one, kind of where we started, but where we're going is trying to make a platform for you guys that makes it as easy and fast as possible to make your best music. So Fast Track, the same platform you see here, we have a bunch of beta features that we're testing now with users. So that's managing your music projects and your tracks, which includes keeping track of the versions of tracks as you work on them, your collaborators that you can invite to those projects or those tracks with different levels of access can leave timestamped comments there, so you can keep track of changes and what people suggest, that kind of thing,
Mhm,
all in one place. And then also keep track of any tasks that you want to assign to people, whether you want to do that for team members or for yourself. Keep
mhm,
yourself actionable to deadlines, and you'll get email notifications around those deadlines, so you don't forget, they don't forget. Eventually, it'd be nice to have a mobile app, but for now, it's being optimized for mobile, so you can use it in your mobile browser or like save the web page, whatever.
Mhm.
But yeah,
And
so
you
that's yeah. Go ahead.
Sorry, I was just gonna say, and you guys can do like, listen from different systems. That's what me and my band are doing like now for our EP songs. Like, we'll have the producer upload it from their computer. I can listen to it on my home speakers, my monitors, my headphones. I could take it to my phone in the browser, and it'll work as well. I could do all the timestamp comments there as well. Take my phone to the car, listen to it there. It's all seamless, one platform. You don't got to worry about sending files to people through messages or SoundCloud or something. It's all in one place. All of your feedback is there. All of your versions are there. If you want to go back to different versions, all of your tasks are there, and you can create new tasks and new comments from anywhere. It's the all-in-one platform for project management and collaboration. So if it sounds fire, which Off Twice does think so, shout out to you. Sign up for the beta. Let us know. We are bringing people on right now, and Welly, like I said, I'm bringing on HHC this tomorrow. It's the lock-in.
Yeah,
It's tomorrow. Going to be like 30 to 40 people. We're going to make this thing fantastic. So
yeah,
how long is it
and
out? It's out for like a couple weeks.
1 month, just
One
over a
month.
day and a month.
Crazy.
So
But yeah,
yeah, that's what we're
we're
doing.
working
If
on new
again,
features
if
too. But yeah,
yeah, working on new features. If you want anything specific, tell us. Like that's how things will happen. Also, if you want access, if you want to try it out soon, we're onboarding people by just setting up like a chat basically, and like getting to know you a little bit, seeing what your goals are with making music and how we can help and what features you want, that kind of thing. So if you want to do that and you want to get into the product now, just hit us up. That's all you got to do. You can message us directly, like on our Discord or on Instagram, wherever you want. And yeah, other than that, we've got follow us on Twitch. So that's where you can get notified if we go live. If you've got a song in the queue and we haven't gotten to you yet, each week you'll get notified right before the morning of the stream. We also will send you an email after you get reviewed. So if you don't make the stream, you'll get notified. Uh, Follow us on Instagram, like we said, FastTrack_music. You can message us there too if you want access to the beta. And shit, other than that, I don't think there's much else to go over. But yeah, we're really looking forward to hearing more music from you guys and rolling out the beta and more features and just making the best music making platform that's out there. So that's what
yeah.
we're doing.
I don't know what you mean by that, Welly. We do not have video calling on Fast Track, but who
If you
knows?
mean
Maybe it's
FaceTime,
maybe I thought it like calling on Fast Track. I was like,
probably. Oh,
that,
he's gonna like FaceTime someone at the lock in tomorrow, I guess.
that'd be cool. I'd like to say hi, but
Nice.
yeah, you can take us out, Jacob, or not Jacob, Josh. Um, and while we do that, I'll sing a song that's near to my heart. Cherry daydream.
All right. Thank you, everyone. It's been a
Oh,
great time.
fuck.
We'll see you next week.
No,
Have a great weekend.
my headphones.
Uh-oh, Chris'
No, I
headphones are
always get
gone.
made fun of for that.
All right,
For
let's
like,
let's end it before he gets them back on. All right.
okay. Can
Peace
you
out,
hear me?
everyone.
I can hear you.
Oh,
Bye.
you can still hear us?
Every
All
day
right. See you,
dream.
everyone.
I don't know what it says. Everybody